to show you guys how to use the app Notion, which is a music notation program. It's an app. It costs $14.99, and I'm just going to show you a few things to get started to help you get started with it. First of all, this is what the app looks like, the icon that goes with it. I can't make it bigger, but it's a treble and a bass clef and some piano keys. So you just open that. I will say that when you open yours, it's probably going to look different than mine because I have a bunch of stuff in mine. But hopefully you can find your way to where it says Create Document, which is right here. So I'm going to touch that. And there's a place to put the title, and I'm just going to put Test and Studio. And you can see right here it says Choose Instruments, and it's gray. So I'm going to just say Continue over here, the word Continue. And this is starting to create a new document. Over here I'm going to select the one that says Piano. This is selecting the clef I need, which is a treble and a bass clef. And I'm going to say Add. And you just touch here to get away from it. This is the menu bar down here. And you're going to look for the note, a quarter note and an eighth rest. And that will give you lots of different kinds of notes. I'm going to start with the blue highlighted one is a quarter note. I'm going to start with that. And I'm actually going to play it into a keyboard. There's a little keyboard here. You just touch keyboard and a keyboard pops up like that. So far I've told this app that I want to place a quarter note in the treble clef. That's why it's darker green here. And this is middle C. It's a C4. That's middle C. And so I'm just going to start writing something that has quarter notes. All right, so that's the first 4 notes of my composition. And let's say the next thing I want are some eighth notes. So I'm going to go from quarter note to eighth note here as my chosen note value and place some notes in there. I've put 3 beats so far. Now I want to change to a quarter note and end on that note. Now let's say I want to add some left hand part. So I'm going to touch the bass clef here, and you can see that it's a brighter green rectangle now. And I'm going to put some chords here. Now to do chords I have to come over here. You can see that right now the melody, those 2 quarter notes are representing a little melody. But if I touch here, you can see there are these chords. And that's just saying that I want to stack these notes that I select. And let's make them whole notes. We'll just have 1 chord per measure. And up here it's stacked my chords. So I have now 3 notes. And then I'm going to tell it to go over here. And I'm going to put another chord. Now if I want to hear this great masterpiece, I touch here in the middle. Back here, well, just touch here, and then I'm going to go down to this little triangle, and that means play it for me. And I'm stopping it here. So that's the basic way that you can input using this keyboard. There are other ways, but I'll just start with that. Now let's say you've made a mistake and you don't want this note here. So I'm going to tap that note with my finger. Turns it orange, and then I'm going to select this little eraser, and that erased it. So let's say instead of that note I want to have, let me go back to quarter notes, I want to have right there the note D. So I replaced the note I had with D. So that's how you can do it. You can also cut and paste, which I find really helpful, and to do that double tap like this, and you get 2 handles, those blue handles, and just pull it down to where you want it. And then you say copy. Then I'm going to go over here and double tap and say paste. And that now has copied those measures, which is very handy and quick. And now you can hear 4 measures. let's say you liked that being repeated, but you wanted it to end differently, of course, then you could select some notes and change them. That is very basic way to get started, but it's really kind of trial and error. This is a whole menu bar down here that has all kinds of cool things. For example, this has sharps and naturals and flats. Let's see, another cool thing to show you. If I wanted to change the meter, it's in 4/4, but I can tap right here, which says 4/4, and it lets me change it to other things. So I could change it to 3/4, and it changed it over here, but if I wanted it to be 3/4 here, I would change it there. And so it's just really experimenting. This is chords. This lets me put chords up like for a lead sheet. This is dynamics. So I can say that I wanted this part to be really quiet, and so on. So I just really encourage you to explore and try it out. There are some tutorials online that you can find. I'll try to find some and send you some links. But anyway, just get started with this. Is a lot of fun, and it really has a beautiful display for compositions that you're working on. So I hope that's helpful. Thanks for watching.